I felt a little guilty. Here I was bringing my newborn baby home while Willow was going home without her kids being there.
Thanks to me.
I'm not trying to make you feel guilty, Michael. I'm glad that Wiley and Amelia are with you.
Thanks. But since we're on the topic of custody, maybe now's a good time we figure out what we're gonna do about Daisy. I already agreed not to play an active role in Daisy's life, but that was before everyone knew I was the father. And now that the secret's out...
Do you want to change our arrangement?
Yes, I'd like to be a part of my daughter's life as much as possible. However, it's entirely up to you. I'll still respect your terms.
I appreciate that. To be honest, part of me was worried you would fight me for custody like you did with Willow.
Sasha, those were entirely different circumstances. I don't trust Willow's judgment, but I do trust yours.
Okay. Okay, well, this is what I'm thinking. I want to remain the only parent listed on Daisy's birth certificate. And I still want to raise her by myself. Nothing has changed.
So you want to cut me out of my daughter's life completely?
I want her to grow up knowing that you are her dad. But I plan to retain full custody and raise her all by myself with no assistance or interference from you or any of the Quartermaines.
That's what you said you wanted from the beginning.
Exactly. The only thing that has changed is that she'll know that you are her dad. I know that it's asking a lot. Do you think you can still live with that?
I meant it when I said I trusted you to make whatever decision you thought best for our child. I'll live with your terms. However, I would like it in writing that if something ever happened to you, I would become Daisy's legal guardian.
Yes. Thanks for hearing me out.
My custody fight with Willow made one thing really clear. The kids have to come first. So in order to give Daisy the best life possible, I have to consider what you may need in order to do that. And just remember, you always have my full support. Whenever you need it.
Thanks, Michael.
What up, y'all? This your boy Ace here. And welcome to Afternoons Delight. Welcome back on in, everybody, man. And sorry for getting these videos up a little late for Wednesday. And this is a day I could not skip because there was a couple of things that happened on this episode that we need to go over. And so, like I said, this was a pretty important episode. So we definitely needed to go over some things. We're going to start with Jason and Sasha's conversation because they were going to do Willow and Drew. He tried to propose to her, so we're going to talk about that as well. We'll get into the Christina Liz conversation, and then we'll also get into the ending with the stalker situation from the way it's starting to look. So let's start with this one. Like I said, let's start with Sasha and Michael because I couldn't wait to actually talk about this. When I saw this in the preview for Tuesday's episode, you know your boy was a little bothered. You know your boy Ace was bothered by Sasha being stubborn with her terms with Michael. But I am glad that Michael's not forcing the issue, making things worse between him and Sasha or whatever. I'm glad he's accepting her wishes or whatnot. I just think it's a better situation all around that he's doing that. And it kind of eases up the tension that could happen between them if he was willing to continue to, sort of just, kind of being away on it. So I am glad that he has been very understanding of Sasha's wishes as she continues to stand on the fact that she does not want Michael to help her raise the baby. And it's very frustrating, but like I said, you know, I guess in the one like really good outcome with it is that, like I said, the fact that Michael's not pushing back, because I do think that would be a big catastrophic if he was to fight back on it, and it kind of set them back, and it ultimately would get them into this weird position where they'd be, especially when you look at the situation with Willow and how that whole thing went with the child custody stuff. You just don't want anything nasty to happen where you're going to see this end up in the courts or whatever. So I am glad that they didn't have a setback there with the disagreement, and Michael's going to respect their wishes. And I still think that actually helps Michael in the long run actually become an active parent in Daisy's life, because I do think Sasha's going to change her mind at some point. I don't think this is a forever thing. This is why I'm not that mad at Sasha either, because I do think she's going to change her mind at some point. I was hoping because of the changes recently would kind of help things out, but we see that it hasn't. But like I said, you know, I'm not that mad at Sasha. I am mad a little bit because she's still being stubborn, but I'm not fully mad. So, and Michael did one thing that I liked. And this is smart for Michael. If anything happens to Sasha, he wants it in writing that he's got legal guardianship over Daisy, which is key. Because one thing that I didn't think of before was like, okay, if something happened to Sasha, who's a legal guardian? I mean, we know somebody's gonna step up, like the grandparents. You know, she got the Scorpios, but because of that baby being a Quartermaine, yeah, it's kind of risky. You got people like Drew in the picture, that are trying to take over, do some sneaky shit. No. This is what I think Michael thought about that too. Like, nah, if something happens, you know, Jason's the Godfather too, though. So you got to remember that Jason was named Godfather as well. So I do think this baby has protection if something happens to Sasha. So that's the good thing about it. But I do feel good. I do feel good that something's going to happen in the future where she's going to change her mind. I do. I think she's going to end up changing her mind. And I think it's something that's just going to change in her, especially seeing the 3 kids. There's no way Sasha's going to be able to ignore that long term, just not seeing Wiley and Amelia want to be around their sister. So, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens out in the future. I couldn't wait to make this video because I also want to hear what y'all got to say in the comment section below. Because I know some of y'all probably frustrated with Sasha, and I definitely want to hear from y'all on it. So we'll see what happens. Let's get into the Willow and Drew thing next. Give this video a like, share, subscribe. Thank y'all for watching this one. After news to like y'all.